And welcome in this morning bright and early. A few roosters out here calling the opening ceremonies here in the Glen Ed West Complex here in Edwardsville, Illinois. Here with the Gateway Archers versus the Philly Fire. And leading off for the Archers, Mark Morris. Just over top of that one. And ready, set. And this one's going to be up in the air onto the right side. Mark's going to try to get there in time. He does. Bullseye Archers, 1-0 here, early. Hope you got your morning coffee in, because it is an early one, as trying to get the games in early today due to the heat. So that brings up Zion. Z batting second today. Sun peeking over the hills there. Hopefully it won't be too much of an issue for us. Might have to adjust here, half innings, but base check in. And strike one there. He just swings over top of that. 2-0. All right, the sun is really coming through now. You are gonna have to adjust here, but we'll try to get you this innings action. I'll just call the audio description for it. Bright and early here, folks. You get a little morning sunrise. And here we go. Swings underneath that one. Try to be able to call this one without my own eyes to be able to see this. So I'm gonna pass that one. Timing looked good. And underneath, one down here. Alright, like I said, I will try to call this one. He hits it onto the left side. That one's going to get past Casey. And can he get just in time? He does. Out number 2 for the Philly Fire. Initially got past Casey there, and then he adjusted, flipped around. Didn't take too much of a bobble or anything like that, and made the play just in time. So that'll bring up Richie Crussell. If you're just joining us, I will be adjusting this camera angle as the sun has peeked over the trees here early here in this morning. The bonus sunrise edition. So Richie Crussell swings and misses on the first one. And this one's hard hitting to the outfield. This one's going to get past everybody, and Richie should be able to score here. He does. 2-0 Archers. And once we get done with this half inning, I'll walk it over to the other side, and we obviously may miss a little bit of the action as I get reset, but I'll catch you up on what we miss. Got a train rolling through. I'm not sure if they're calling time or not for this one. So here we go. They are ready to go. And swings on top of that one. This one's Kyle Bora's up now. Like I said, I'll call the audio description on this since we can't really see right now. So Mike sets and pitch, and just a little late, I believe, on that one. Just a little over top of it as well. Set, pitch, and this one's going to get down. It's going to be short. Kyle is going to try to get there in time. Casey's going to come in and get that one. So he'll retire that. I'm going to go adjust the angle, and we'll be back. I'll catch us up if we miss anything. Thank you.
Right here, Cody?
No, I'm not going that far. Not like Gilda,
All right. We are back here. Hopefully you're able to hear me through this mic. One down. And swings over top of that one. And this one's hitting to the outfield. This one's going to get all the way down. Can Ethan get back there in time? Philly Fire score. Two to one now in the bottom of the first. All right. So we're set. This brings up John Margist. John's going to hit this one on the right side. This is going to get down, and it's going to be just fair. Kyle's going to try to get to this one, but it's not without John scoring there, 2-2. Hard placed ball there to track down, as that one was right along the baseline. Sorry we missed that on the angle. Still getting a couple things adjusted here. Not much you can do there as there's a contention here from the Archers saying that it was indeed foul. Umpire's going to come out. It did appear to be foul from here. Redo. Correction. Now there's going to be a contention from the Fire. So now there's going to be some contention from the Fire as far as why. So we'll see what they do here. I think they are going to replay this. I mean, it did look like it was fair, a foul. It was, if it wasn't, it was right on the line. Because it was only a few feet. I know, I'm sure the umpires are dealing with the sun as well. The Fire may send somebody out there. And so we'll do this again, 2-1. One out. So they're going to do a couple warm-ups here. I think there may be some instant replay going on here in the tent, the official. I do believe the Philly Fire are kind of right behind the base home plate there. Not sure. I do see the umpire looking at a phone, so I'm not sure if we do have an angle of this. There's a review going on right now. Cesar Lozano is warming up as though they are going to get this run, but right now the official call is that it is a foul ball, and they're going to replay it. And as you see it there, runner safe, 2-2. Tough break for the Archers there. And now we're getting a explanation to the Archers bench here. Obviously some contention here, as every run matters in this important game between the Archers and the Fire. Base check is in. And here we go. Set, pitch. Hits that one hard onto the left side. This might get down. It does. It's going to get past E back there, and they're going to score this one. An absolutely blistering shot there by Cesar Lozano. Also, another shot down the line, barely fair. That one, though, deep into the outfield. That one didn't hit the ground until about 7 feet behind Ethan. So, or in front of Ethan, excuse me. So, that's going to bring up Casey Kraus. Base check is in. And set, pitch. Gonna pass that one. And set. Over top that one, strike one. Still one out here. 3-2. Fire lead it. And this one's going to be hit short on the left side. Mark's going to be coming in to get this one. Can he get there in time? He does. And excuse me. Must have got the lineup. They must have switched the lineup, or I missed it somehow. But that was Cesar Lozano. And now up, Casey Kraus. I can get us a official word there on the score and the call there. Controversial call if you're just joining us. There was a ball that was called fair. Spotters ruled it foul. Umpire ruled it fair. Archers challenged. They went to some sort of instant replay. I'm not sure what that was all about. They were looking at a phone and eventually called it fair. I guess because it was an initial call. So try to get you an explanation there at the half inning. Pass ball. First pitch was a pass. And set. Swing. A miss. Swung over top of that one. Looked like he was a bit early on that one. A little over anxious. Set, ready, pitch. And this one's going to be hard hit into the outfield. This one's going to get down. Can they get to it in time? Very close play back there. Demo was on top of it. Just a hair late. Was all over that one. And he wants that one back as he was clapping his hands on that one. Orlando being a good coach out there, give him encouragement. So 4-2 Fire. And that brings us back to the top of the lineup. Justin Rhines. Base check is in. Archers just need one out to get out of this inning. But as we know, in beat baseball, there is that one out can be a huge difference. Hit onto the left side. This one's going to be close to fair. Fire score again. 5-2. Mark was coming in fast on that one. The fields are wet this morning still, since we did start a bit earlier today. Bright and early if you're having your morning coffee right now. So the ball just kind of settled there. Didn't roll out. And Mark dove for it. But Justin Rhines with some speed there was able to get there in time. So far in this tournament, Mark Morris has been cleaning up everything with insane speed. So typically something like that is no issue for him as we continue on into this game. So bases are in. Pitch. And this one's going to be hit onto the right side. It's a high ball. It's in for Kyle. Can he get there in time? He does. 3 outs. Good play by Kyle Bora to get the out as it bounced off his hands initially, but he managed to crawl in and get it secure just in time for the out. 5-2 Fire, but we're going to head into the top of the second here. Alright, sorry about that. I was getting the rest of my equipment there. As you may have heard and saw, Archer's score there. Demo, the hit up the middle, got past all of the defenders. No one could get there in time with him heading to the right baseline. And underneath that one, and foul ball. All right, here we go. 3-0. Mark Morris digs in. And this one's going to be hit short on the left side. This could be a good ball for Mark. He's coming in. Safe. Let's go, is what Mark says as he runs in. Some blistering speed. Once again, one of the fastest players on this Archer roster, in this lineup today. Talk about speed. That brings up Zion. Casey with the jokes says, "Slow down, please," out there in the field. Casey was kind of running in there to make the play. On the left side, as Mark hit it just outside the pitcher's circle onto the left side baseline. And Mark, just too much speed, really. And this one's going to also go on the left side, but it's going to go right into the mitts. Casey Kraus to make the play. Bad luck there for Zion. Hard hit ball, but all Casey had to do was fall on that one. So 1 out. Good piece of hitting there from Zion. If you're just joining us, there was a little bit of controversy in the bottom of the first, as Philly Fire's scored on a run that appeared to be foul. Was called by Archer spotters, both Archer spotters and baseline, to be foul. Umpire called it fair, and there was a contention. This is a foul ball from Ethan Johnson, but ultimately there was some sort of official review, and call stands. So Fire scored 5 there. Bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 2nd. 5-4 Archers, 1 out, top of the 2nd. And swung on the right side. This one's going to be right around the same spot on the baseline. It's going to get past everybody. And Ethan Johnson's going to score, as we just talked about it. This one right on the baseline there. Stays fair and gets all the way to the outfield. Nothing that the defense could do there. Five. in this important game in the 2025 Baseball World Series at the Glen Ed West complex here in Edwardsville. So swung on underneath that one. Richie Crussell up to bat. And just gets a tip on that one. Didn't see much on it, but he was a little bit over top, I think. And set, pitch. This time underneath it. Pitch might have been a tad low, but set, pitch, and underneath it. And set. And this one's going to be hard hit into the outfield. This one's going to get past everybody. Somebody's tracking back there. They're not going to be in time. Archers take the lead, 6-5. Richie coming up big there with a massive hack into the outfield. Ball didn't even get down until the second tier. And no one was around it. He could have once again missed the bag. Went on a nice little jog. Maybe did a couple laps around the field and then tagged the base. So it brings in Kyle Bora. He's going to dig in here. 1 out, top of the second. 6-5 Archers. And hard out on the left side is going to stay fair. Casey crosses over to get to it. He will get there. 2 out. Good hit by Kyle Bora, but similar to these Archers, it is hard to get a hit in the infield on the left side or the right side. Casey Kraus, an elite defender in the beat ball world. Same with Mark Morris, Kyle Bora. Gotta hit these into the outfield if you want to get a hit, or just short past the pitcher's mound. So this is gonna bring in Demo. Swings over top of it. Umpire standing in our way here. And set, pitch. This one's going to get down. It's going to be on the left side again. Demo's going to run towards it, but it is going to be right towards Casey Kraus for the easy out. Once again, all he had to do was fall down. A little bit of unluckiness for the Archers there as 2 of their outs came by falling right into the body of Casey Kraus there. All he had to really do was make a pace to the left and fall down on it. But Archers do take the lead here. If they can get a clean inning here, can really get a lead opened up next inning. We're headed to the bottom of the second. All right, setting into the bottom of the second. Archer's leading at 6-5 here. First pitch, and this one's gonna be hard hit into the outfield. And this is gonna get past one, past two, but can he get down? Demo! Oh, just off the hands between him and Ethan Johnson back there. That's another play that Demo clapped his hands after. It bounced off one, and then Ethan tried to get back there as well. There was a chance at it. But nevertheless, it's tied now, 6-6. And I keep wiping down the beep ball each time, as fields are still dewy out here as we started at the crack of dawn here to avoid the heat. So no outs. Set pitch. Strike one on Scott Hogwood. He points forward his bat, swings it back, and set. Pitch, and hit onto the left side towards Mark Morris. Can he get there in time? He does. Like I said, both teams looking a little shaky on defense due to the moisture on the field still. Little unsteady as the ball is kind of hopping around. It's stopping a little bit early. It's not super true. But that's an easy play for Mark Morris, as he had to basically just fall down there and beat the runner by a few paces. So brings up Cesar Lascano, who got a run in his last at bat. Hard hit ball up the middle. Pass ball. Big power bat in this lineup is Cesar. Over top that one, swing and a miss. Set, ready, pitch. This one's going to be foul, I believe, onto the right side. Although that did get called fair earlier. That one landed about dead even with the bag there. And it was on the fair side of the bag, but almost hit the bag, so he'll run it back. This is the situation of the field right now. Steve Patton actually playing very deep right now. He's way in the outfield. You can't even see him. Playing clean up back there. And we're ready. Set, ready, pitch. Swings over the top of that one. Full count here. Pat settles in, and pitch tipped. Just got a piece of that one. A little bit late. And underneath on that one. Set, pitch. Swing and a miss. Huge out for the Archers. Which brings back Casey Kraus. He squats down, taps the edge of the plate. He's set, does a base check, taps the edge of the plate again, and set. Pitch. He knew that was high. Pat, his father, is the pitcher. They'll redo this one. Set, pitch. And a little bit high too, but I think that's going to get down. Foul ball. Just on the edge. Just on the edge. Casey kind of slipped there on the turf as he stopped. He's just taking a moment to gather himself. It's dewy out here. Archers keeping loose out there in the field. Base check. Got a lot of excitement behind us. We got 3 games going right now. And we'll reset here. Set, ready, pitch, tip. This one's going to be short again. Foul ball. So short that Casey's actually going to pick the ball up. So I believe there's a full count now. A lot of gotta have like a dry towel every single inning here to make sure pitchers are good to go. A couple practice swings. Batter set. Pitcher set. Ready, pitch. This one's hard hit on the left side. This one's going to get past one tier. Ethan Johnson's back there, makes a diving effort, but gets past him. Great diving effort from Ethan Johnson. He timed it up well, as best as he could. But that was a blistering shot. And so, Fire take the lead, 7-6. 2 outs, bottom of the second. All right. That's going to bring up Justin Rhines, top of the order. He's going to tap the plate, get his bearings, and he's set. Set, ready, pitch. This one's going to be hard up the center. And anybody get there? Safe. That one bounced off the hand of Mark Morris. Like I said, usually an elite defender. One of the most putouts in the league. A rare bounced off effort for the Archers infield. Zion was there to help clean up, but Justin Rhines was a little bit too fast. Get there in time. these fields showing a little bit of difficulty out here this morning. The ball kind of unexpectedly taking rolls. Swings over top of that one. Mike Coughlin up. I believe the lone lefty in this lineup. Kyle Bora might need to be ready for this one. Swing and a tip in 2 feet ahead of him. Fire lead at 8-6 in the bottom of the second. 2 outs. Batter sets. Set, ready, pitch. This one's going to get all the way to the outfield. Demo goes for a slide. Then Ethan Johnson to slide. He gets the out. Big out for Ethan Johnson as he slides at the last moment to get that one. That's what effort playing full out here in the Beat Ball World Series is about. Almost made the play earlier on a diving effort. Makes it there. The Fire take the lead here as we head to the top of the third. It's 8-6 Fire. Mark Morris comes back to the plate here. Start the third. Rocking the yellow batting gloves. And the long socks, of course, to get down and get dirty in the infield there. He's going to dig in here. Umpire checks outfield. They're good to go. Base check. Set. And this might be short enough to stay. It's going to be a tough play. Can he get there in time? Safe! Just on the edge of the line. Like I said, if you're going short today, it is a near impossible out. If you can put it there every single time, you're going to score. Especially with some speed like Mark Morris has. So this is going to bring up Zion, who hit a ball hard to the left last time, but Casey Cross was able to clean it up as it kind of fell right to him. All he had to do was fall down and body it, which is usually easy work for him and Mark Morris and Kyle Bora. And we're set here. And pitch. Oh, massive swing. Loaded up on that one. Kind of took a pendulum swing at that one. Would have been destined for the outfield. And set. Another one. Just keep it going. He's going to do the same thing. He's swinging for a dinger here. Take the lead. A little bit further on that pitch, and that would have been gone. Set. Pitch. Swings underneath that one. And he's going to step back a little bit and adjust there. Try to get the angle. And I think they're going to pass ball here. Yep. He would have been a little early, I believe, on that one. We'll see. And set. Pitch. Just over top. Mike doesn't even know what to think on that one. They did everything they could. I'm not sure how. Looks like he just missed it on that one. Ethan Johnson now gets his position on the plate. Traces the outline of it with the bat. Base check. And set. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Set. Pitch. And foul tip. It's just underneath that one. Great timing. And set. And hard hit into the left side. This is going to be going towards Casey Kraus. And once again, these unlucky rolls for the Archers as that one just goes right to him. Maybe he had a radius of about 2 or 3 feet to move to get down on that one. Gonna have to find a few more holes in this defense to score against. Score on the left side there. So I was going to bring up Richie Crussell, who hit an absolute rope to the outfield last time up. Foul ball. This one went deep into left field. Split the wickets. Mike trying to get re-synced in here with the batters. Swing and a miss. Got a lot of traffic out in front here. Try to do the best to describe it. I can't see from my angle either, so. Set. Pitch. Underneath that one. Mike trying to lock in here. And strike 4. Mike said that's all him. Trying to lock in here. Like I said, the ball is wet. But still a close game. Fire lead at 8-7 as we head to the bottom of the third. So if you're just joining us, to see we've got a few new viewers here this inning. The Philly Fire leading at 8-7 as we head to the bottom of the third, and we had some excitement early on as there was a run that was initially called a run. It looked foul from my angle, from the spotters' angles. However, the only spotters on the right base side were Archers, and so there was some contention whether or not it was foul or not. Umpire said it was fair. They went to some sort of review. Somebody had a cell phone angle, I believe, and they reviewed it, and call stood. Runner was safe, and Fire tacked on a couple more runs. But either way, it was, even if it was foul or fair, it was right down the baseline. So Archers have also had a run that they scored that was in a similar location. Maybe a makeup call, maybe both of them are fair, but we got some Dewey Fields. The defense is a little shaky for both teams, as it's hard to judge how these balls are either going to bounce or they're going to stop, depending on how close in the ball hits after it is hit, how close it is to the fielder. But as we go along this game, it should start to heat up, and that may change here. So we are set here. This one's going to be hit onto the right side. This one's going to get all the way to the back tier. And safe. Fire now at 9. They made it all the way to the back tier. A hard hit ball. I think in dry conditions it may have been fielded. Bit of a bobble, but a tad late. Ball was picked up just a tad late. Base checks in. Points the bat forward. Swings it back. Set. Pitch. And swing and a miss. Scott Hogwood likes to hold the bat forward and then bring it back. Set, hit. That's going to be short. Flies right back to the pitcher. He's going to catch that and walk back to his spot. And set. Ready, pitch. Swings underneath that one. Pitch looked a little high. And set here. Set, pitch. And swings underneath that one. That's one down. Got a sub. Cesar Lozano's coming out. Got a lefty here. I don't have the number here, or I don't have the name here. I do recognize this player, number 11 for the Philly Fire. I know this particular player has bounced around a couple of teams. The last few years. Did some damage in the Vegas tournament earlier in the year. Can hit. Just around that one. Not too far off. And just over top of that one, same thing. That time looked like timing was a tad off. Set. Pass ball. And set. Swing and a miss. 3-1 full count. Archers would love a strikeout here to get out of this inning with only giving up one. Although there is 2 more out. There's only 1 out currently. And swing and a miss. Huge second out. Archers would indeed love to get out of this inning if they can get out. Casey Kraus here as he comes to the plate, digs in, does a couple of bat swings, windmill bat swings, and then squats down, does a base check, taps the plate with his hand and the bat, stands up and set. Set, pitch, high. They pass that one. Does another positioning on the plate here, his hand and then the bat. Set. And foul ball. That's fouled back. Little head on that one. And a little bit underneath it. Drop the bat on that one. So I'm going to have to get reset here. And here we go. Set. Set, pitch. Swing and a miss over top of that one. Archer's needing a big out here. Casey losing a layer there. And he's set. It's foul tip. A little late on that one. And a little bit over top. So they're looking to get right in the middle there. Archer's looking for him to strike out. Full count. Set. And swing and a miss. Archers get out of this one. 9-7 as we're headed into the fourth. Archer's still well within reach of this game. It's a close game back and forth. Well within reach of taking a massive lead here, even if they get these bats high, as we saw all tournament long. Can pile on some runs quickly. Won every game just about around the same in that 13 to 16 range to only a few runs each time. Of course, the Philly Fire, top team in this tournament. Two high-seeded teams playing against each other. A rematch of the championship game from last season. Archer's looking to take revenge. So top four here. It's 9-7. Fire lead it. And things getting set here. And good to go. And Kyle Bora just over top of that one. Pitch was maybe a little short. Set, pitch, swings just underneath that one. Set, pitch, tip. Slightly late on that one. Good location. Archer's pitching with a lot more rhythm and pace than the Fire are. And set. And hard hit onto the left side. This is going to get down. Can they get to it in time? They do. Oh, mercy. Another unlucky break for the Archers as this one lands right in the middle of some Fire players. Not sure who was back there. I think Justin Rhines got over quickly on that one to help. And I think he ended up with the one making the put out. Kyle with a hard hit ball. That one landed behind the first tier, right in the middle. Springs in Demo. Set. And hard hit onto the center again. Can this one get past everybody? Bounces off one defender. Can he get there in time? Save! Let's go. Team's ecstatic. Bullseye. 8-9. Bounced off one defender. Archer's bats just finding the fielders here. But luckily that one was hard hit by Demo, so fielder wasn't able to quite get to it. Fields are probably starting to dry out. I can still see some sparkles here as this early slate. It's not even 8 a.m. yet. So 1 out, 9-8. Archers looking to even the score here with Mark Morris. A little high pitch on that one. Mark swung underneath it. Marks gets his bearings on the plate, taps the edge of the plate, gets set, lifts the bat, and set, pitch. Swung underneath that one again. Pitch was a little high. Mark digs in, his back foot, settles in, set, pitch, foul ball. A little bit early on that one, and a little bit, pitch was still a little high. So Mark, once again, tapping the edge of the plate, getting set, adjusting his front foot, digs in, and here we go. Mike sets, pitch, foul tip. Sets. And pitch. And this one's going to be a short one on the left side. Can he get there in time? A great play by Casey Kraus to make the out. That one is not an easy play to make, as it was short, just outside the pitcher circle, but he was able to get there in time. So, this brings in Nathan. He's going to come in to hit. Strike one, just a bit early on that one. Set. Swings over top of that one. Set and foul tip. Nathan sets, dries his hand off, and is ready to go. Set, pitch, and foul. That one's just short. Almost made it to the edge there. Looks like we're just a couple of feet short. And I think it would have been foul anyway. Archer's trying to get these bats alive here. Both teams really trying to get the bats alive. It's a close game here, 9-8. Top of the fourth, 2 outs. Archer's swing on top of that one. Fire maintains the lead here, and Archer's only strike once. So Fire leads it as they come up to bat in the bottom of the fourth. Archer's going to need some big defense here to keep this thing as tight as it's been. Really trying to get these bats alive. Still some time to go in this game. If you're just joining us, good morning. Rise and shine. An early slate today, 6:30 was first pitch. Got a tight game. Fire have led ever since the bottom of the first. Archers scored early, a pair of runs. But it's been a close game through and through. Archers like to keep it that way here in this inning. They managed to get out of it the last couple innings with minimal damage. So here we go. We're gonna call time here, waiting on something to clear. And they're set. Set pitch. Swings underneath it. Couple of windmill bat swings. And batter set. Pitch. And hard into the left side. Mark Morse is going to get over on to that one. And he makes the play. Routine there. Play there for Mark Morris. Looks like he was settled in a little bit more there. Ball didn't move a whole lot. I think these fields are starting to dry out. So this brings in Mike Coughlin. The lone lefty in this lineup. Thanks for joining Sean Bora. It is 9-8. Fire lead it. They're up batting here in the bottom of the fourth, 1 out. And this one's going to clear just short on the right side. Kyle Bora is coming in to make the play. And runner is safe. It's a tough field conditions early, as fields are still a little dewy. I can still see some water on the fields. It's been tough for everybody, having to dry off the ball between pitches. Fielders on both sides have looked a little shaky, a little uncertain. Kyle was able to get there almost soon enough. Basically made a forward diving effort and bounced off the hand. No real bobbles besides that, but the ball was hit just enough where it bounced off his hand, and the second effort grab was a little late. So Fire lead at 10-8 as this one goes down, and Mark Morris makes the play, a diving effort. Finally, Archer's starting to get the Archers starting to get some Archer's finally starting to get some luck here on the balls that are going towards the fielders. Maybe part of the difference here in this game currently is Archer's hits have largely just fell at the feet of Casey Kraus on the left side. Archer's on the shift. And swings underneath that one. Archers need one out here. Set. Swings over top of that one. Or underneath that one. And this one's going to be up into the air. Mark Morris is coming down to get to it. Can he get there in time? He does. Just in time. Mark Morris makes the play. 3 outs, 3 putouts in that inning. Starting to catch fire as the Fire only scores 1 there. Archers keep it close as we head into the top of the 5th. Gonna take a hydration break here. Archer's bats really need to get alive here. They got 2 more innings to do it. Neither team has able to get across more than maybe 3 runs in an inning. It's been tight here. As hard as it has been to field the ball, everybody's made a fantastic effort so far. None of the bats have really come alive. There's been a few into the outfield, a few great diving efforts by both teams. The infields have largely taken care of business. Archers have had a lot of bad luck as far as sending balls right to the infielders, especially Casey Kraus on the left side, where all they've had to do is fall down. But also been some great defensive efforts, and both teams have defensive prowess. Plays being made in the outfield as well. Ethan Johnson earlier this game had a diving effort deep in, almost into the cornfield, to make an out, a 3rd out of an inning. almost made another play, I think in the same inning. Fire also had a diving effort by a few players in the outfield to had a little ping-ponging around to make a play. Mark Morris has made some plays. Both him and Casey Krause on the left side obviously getting the most of the outfield traffic, and both have made a few errors on their parts, neither really making a true error, but a couple each have claimed they wanted back. So we got a close game. Zion getting some swings in here, working with Mike on his swing path. Out here in Edwardsville, Illinois, surrounded by the cornfields, and got a lot of dragonflies flying around. A lot of butterflies, a lot of interesting different insects around here. It's cool now, but later on today we're going to be back into the 90s again. This massive game for both sides. A rematch of the championship game last season. Archer's looking to seek their revenge here. Zion really taking some practice swings here, working on the flight on the swing path there with the coaching staff. Might be some inconsistencies in his swing path. It did seem like that the last time up, him and Mike were having some discussions in between pitches of where, and he was right all around every single pitch. It was confusing how he didn't get the hit. That's a good question, Sean. Fortunately, I don't have the bracket in front of me. He was asking who plays whom after this game, depending on the outcome. Either way, it will be a semifinal for the winner. Mike seems to have, he's out there getting ready, getting set. He was talking with the batters beforehand, trying to get locked in, trying to get synced up. As we've seen in this tournament, once the Archers do, floodgates start to open up to where I don't see, Philly Fire do have some defense prowess, of course, but just like the Archers, but once these bats have gotten alive, I mean, there's some hard hit balls into the outfield, up the lines, short. Seen them place the ball wherever they want. usually for an inning. Otherwise, it's been kind of like this game where it's 1 or 2 per inning. All right. Ball check is in. Defense is ready. Base check. Ethan Johnston comes to the plate. Digs in. Mike sets. And hard hit onto the right side. This one's going to get all the way to the outfield. Can a player get there in time? No, he can't. Ethan's going to score here. That one flew all the way out of frame. Last line of defense made a diving effort. Excellent effort. Just outside the reach of his arms. He's going to score that one. Like I said, defensive prowess out here. But if these bats start happening like that, there is not much you can do. That was about as good of an effort as you're going to see on a beat ball field. I think that's their designated fielder out there, Sean Walker. And hard hit on the left side. This is Richie. Can he get there in time? Once again, that's an out, though. Once again, Casey Kraus didn't have to go very far for that one. Sorry, it was just outside the reach of the frame. Could have probably slid that one over, but you didn't miss much. He basically just had to take 3 paces to his right, slide, body it. Unlucky for Richie. One out. Flyer lead at 10-9. Top of the 5th. Kyle Bora at the plate. And set. Pitch. Just over top of that one. And set. Pitch. Hard into the left side. Casey is going to have to adjust on this one. Can he get there in time? He's going to slide. Bobble it once. And they say out. My goodness. That was as close as it gets, folks. Two out here. 2 unlucky plays as they went not too far. I mean, that one he actually did have to come out. It was a great play by Casey. He shifted about 10 yards over. It was a great defensive effort. He had 1 or 2 bobbles with it, as we've seen from all the players who typically are pretty sure-handed. Him, Mark Morris, we've seen a couple. Kyle Bora, we've seen 1 or 2. Everybody been struggling here. Demo is going to get some wood on this one. It's going to drop just in front of Casey. Can he get there in time? Safe! Some mainline speed from Demo. Gets there in time. Casey just got in front of that one. Had to turn around. And that, folks, ties the game 10-10. 2 outs, top of the 5th. So this brings up Mark Morris. And set, pitch. This one's going short. Can he get there in time? Is it going to get there? It is going to be foul. Would have loved to see that one travel 3 more feet, to be fair. Telling you, if it was noon right now, that would have been fair. Mark playing some good defense today. He had a few early, but so is everybody out here. And set. And hard hit onto the center. This one's going to get down. It's going to get all the way back to the designated fielder, but it's going to be way too late. Archers take the lead. Bullseye. Huge piece of hitting from Mark Morris. The outfielder's running in. Nathan comes to the plate. Came in as a pinch hitter in this game. Swings over top of that one. Looked like he was a bit late on that. And set. Pitch. Tipped that one. Just off on that one. A little bit over top. And set. Pitch. And hard hit on the right side. This one's going to get to the outfield. Can he get there in time? It's going to get past one. It's going to be a run. Archers score again, taking advantage. Like I said, once these bats come alive. Hold on. Hold on. They're getting a check out here. It says dead ball. Unfortunate break if that is the case, because it got past everybody, and I don't think there was going to be a play. And it was dead ball. That is an unfortunate break for the Archers. That was past everybody. I think that landed just past Justin Rhines out there, who was in deep. Both fielders came out to try to get to it, but I gotta say, I'm not sure if either one of them were going to be able to make a play, even if it wasn't a dead ball. Unfortunate break. 2 outs, top of the 5th. There's been a couple of those so far for the Archers if you joined us late. A couple of unfortunate breaks here and there. But battling against adversity of taking the lead, Archers lead at 11-10. Nathan set. 3-0 count. Swings underneath that one. He's going to get set here. Dig in. And set. And foul tip. Foul tip. Hanging in there. Fire defense trying to keep spirits alive. Archer set. And swings underneath it. Visibly frustrated Nathan, of course, as he bombed that one into the outfield. And just an unlucky break. The ball was going to be past everybody anyway. It would have been a run. Should have been a run. Archers battling against adversity here. But they do lead it as we head to the bottom of the 5th. 11-10. Brian DiNatalia here with you, commentating on the game. 6:30 a.m. first pitch. Archers need a massive defensive inning here to keep the lead, and at least keep it close if they don't. hopefully pile on some runs as the bats came alive in that inning. Had some controversy, fair and foul ball early on for the Fire that ended up counting as a run. I've had a lot of hits today that have just fallen right at the feet of defenders for the Fire, who's already a good defensive team. Have had that dead ball situation there that should have been a 12-10 lead easily. So, battling against adversity here, but this is going to bring up Sean Walker, who is coming in. He was the designated fielder to start. Made some great plays in the outfield so far. He was playing very, very deep to the point where you can't even really see him back there. But he made a couple of great grabs already. Right back there where Nathan's playing for the Archers. Sean takes a practice swing and is set. Swings underneath that one. Looked like he swung lower than his practice swing. Kind of bent his knees as he swung. And set. Kind of the same thing. Swung underneath it. We're ready. Set pitch. Pass ball. That one was at his knees. Probably would have been a good location. Set pitch. Golf swung that one underneath it. A little bit of a inconsistencies in the bat swing path. Set. And this one is going to be hit on the right side. This one's going to get past one tier, second tier. Now Nathan's coming in. Can he get there? It says safe. Fire have tied it. Great piece of hitting there has kept that alive. They adjusted and made the play. And you could call that another unfortunate break for the Archers, as he was all over the place with those swings and then finally made some good solid contact, but kudos to the Fire for that. Not much the defense could do there for the Archers. Nathan came in to try to make the play at the last ditch effort, made it past two tiers of defenders. Pass ball. Casey Krause up. No outs, 11-11. Make a wish. Foul tip. Back to the catcher. Thank you, Aaron. Winner of this game plays the winner of the Edge and Thunder game. A lot of elite teams. The Edge, the Thunder, both Indianapolis teams. Of course, the Fire and Archers. Of course, the later we get into this tournament, the more elite teams are left. And batter set. And high fly ball. This one's way up there. Finally drops down. It's going to be way too late, though. My goodness. That one hung in the air forever. That thing had to have been one of the highest balls I've seen in this tournament so far. By the time it dropped, Mark Morris was in actually pretty good position, but I mean, Casey maybe had 3 or 4 more paces to go until he hit the bag. It was a fraction of a second before it hit the ground. Mark even grabbed it, so not much you can do there. Set. Just missed that one. It was all around it, maybe slightly underneath it. Justin Rhines. Set pitch. And hard end to left side. Mark's going to try to get over to it. Gets past one. Nobody can get there. An unfortunate break when that's tough. Ethan Johnston was there with Demo. Kind of went in between them. Ethan laid out for it. Just bounced off in an awkward way. Still having fun out there though. Demo requesting a new ball and launched it towards the scorer's tent there. As him and Pat for the Fire joking around. 13-11, Fire lead it. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th. And hard hit up the middle. This one's going to get past 1, past 2, and all the way through. I believe it's a dead ball, though, so don't worry about that. That was a blistering shot there from Mike Coughlin, and sure enough, dead ball. I would like to say that it was a makeup ball, as Nathan had a bomb earlier that got called back for a dead ball. But I would also like to say that a few archers were in position there to make the play. So if it wasn't dead ball, maybe it would have made the play. Kind of flew under the right towards Demo and Ethan Johnson. Neither one were able to make an effort on it as it was a dead ball. And we're set here. And hit onto the left side towards Mark Morris. This is going to get past him, past everybody. I think it's a dead ball again. Dead ball. Mikey hitting the beep out of the ball. Archer's joking that if he hits one more, if he breaks one more of them, then he's out. I think that's how the rules work, right? Two other games going on in the fields out here. Glen Ed West, Edwardsville. The Glen Ed West Country Club. Wow. Philly and Boston had close to 10 dead balls last night. That is crazy. All right. We'll do it again. Hopefully this one not a dead ball. Swings underneath it. And swings underneath that one. Heat not too much of a factor yet early today. Trying to get this game in before the heat of the day. Set. Could definitely see it being a factor yesterday. As they had to postpone some games into the evening because of the high heat indexes. Set. And hard hit up the middle. Mark slides over. He gets there. What a play by Mark Morris. He slid about 5 feet to get that one. He ran over about 10 yards first and then slid over and made the play. Maybe still a little bit of wetness on the field to get a little extra slide on that one. Brilliant play. 1 out. One of the more of the web gems we've seen so far in this one. For both sides, really. And we're set. John Margis up. And swings underneath that one. Set. Call time. All right, resets. John's gonna feel the edge of the plate, get his position, tap the bag, and pulls the bat back. Ready. Set. Pitch. This one's going to get up into the air on the right side. This is going to get into the outfield. Demo's down. Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. Bang, bang play. Unbelievable. Tie goes to the runner. Demo's in great positioning. Once again, if this was noon, that would have rolled right into his hands and they would have made that play. It kind of just slowly rolled up to him and quickly was able to grab it. But I couldn't field it really any faster than that, unfortunately. I would have just had to dive a little bit closer in. So 1 out. Time. Scott Hogwood. Archer's on. And this one's going to be on the left side. This one's going to just get fair. Mark's coming in fast. Can he get there in time? That's going to be a run for the Fire. And that brings in Sean Walker. One out. And that last play, basically the ball ended up right on the edge of the pitcher's circle, maybe a foot outside of it. So Mark had to come sprinting in, dove forward, and since he was diving forward, it bounced off his hand and wasn't able to adjust in time before the runner got to the bag. This one's hit onto the left side again, more centralized this time. Can he get there in time? It was hard to see. Mark visibly frustrated after that one. 2 plays he thinks he should have had. Having a rough day out there in the field, as he's been one of the most elite defenders in this tournament so far. Archer's gonna take a second to regroup. Great coaching call here for Orlando to come out and settle the troops. Mark, one of the most elite defenders in the game, expects to make every play that comes his way. That time he had to run 15 yards into center and back. And a few players diverged around it, but no one could get there in time, as about everybody in this Philly roster has speed. They can all hit the ball well. And they always seem to respond whenever bats come alive for their opposing teams. I've seen it against the Archers. I've seen it against other teams. They always have a knack for responding after big innings by the other team. And we're seeing it here. Bottom of the 5th, 16-11. Fire lead it. 1 out. A couple of plays could have been made. According to Mark Morris, he thinks we could be out of the inning. But both of them were tough plays in spots that were well off his mark. Had to make at least 15-foot sprints toward the ball each time, so. But he does expect to make every play. And a 15-yard radius for him. So Casey Krause up. They're going to pass ball on the first one. Sorry about that. We're going to readjust the angle there. Calls time. Base check. And hits onto the left side. It gets past one tier. Back to Ethan Johnson. Safe. Hard hit ball by Casey Kraus. Makes it to the second flank of defenders. Ethan says my bad, even though he got to that one pretty quickly. I don't think there was a bobble. I think it just off his body. That one to the right of Mark Morris. Diving outstretch effort, but blistering shot, scorching. So, tends to be how these games go against the Philly Fire. Nothing all game, and then their bats come alive as soon as you start getting things going. Let's see if the Archers can respond next inning and if they can get some outs here to minimize the damage here. Mark Morris rallying the troops out there to make a play. Justin Rhymes, top of the lineup at the plate. And tip. And swinging. Couple practice swings there. Swing and a miss underneath that one. And set. Pitch underneath that one, or over top of that one. Ball was a little bit off on that one. Pitch, swing and a miss. Finally, an out. One more to go. Bottom five, Fire up 17-11. Fire have caught fire here in the bottom of the fifth. If the Archers took the lead for the first time since the top of the first. And the Fire have responded here, as they tend to do, as history has shown. Pitch. This one's going to be onto the left side towards Mark Morris. He falls on it, and he gets to it. Big out. So we head into the top of the sixth. This is it for the Archers. Can they rally and come back here? Archers circle up here. 17-11. Fire lead it, top 6. Fire need 3 outs. Archer's looking to lock in here. Ethan Johnson will lead it off. Had a massive hack last time up. Scored a run. Made it past everybody. Zion is warming up over here. Getting loose and heading over to the on deck circle. I believe Richie might be up next. Fire getting their defense set. And everybody's set. Here we go. And hard hit onto the right side. This is going to get down. This is going to get back to the back tier. And the play was made by Sean Walker. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That one was so deep that you can't really see it on the stream. He was a diving effort to his left. He didn't actually have to make it that far. There wasn't too far of a run to get there, but an absolute rope from Ethan Johnson. Unfortunate that wasn't able to score a run there. Any other game, when you don't have the defensive prowess that a team like Philly Fire have, that would have been an easy run scored. Sean Walker made the play. So up, Richie Crussell, swing underneath that one. Time. Sean Walker, who started off as the designated fielder for good reason, made that last out. Swings over top of that one. Pitch was a little low. And hard hit into the outfield. And round 1 defender. Round 2, Richie will score once again. He's got a knack for it. I think out of anybody on this Archers roster, Richie has gotten it past every tier of player, of outfielder, the most I've seen out of really any of the teams I've seen play, any of the players I've seen. Has a knack for finding the holes in the defense. He could walk to score these runs. So that brings up Zion. They've been working on his flight, on his swing path. And base checks in. And set here. Pitch. Looked good. Might gonna maybe make a minor adjustment. And swinging a miss again, just underneath that one. It's like his last at bat where everything seemed to be close. Gonna pass the ball there, looked great. keep doing that, they'll be sure to send this one into the outfield. Oh, foul tip. My goodness. If he gets a hold of this one, this is going yard. Swing and a miss. Down to their last strike. On their last out. 17-12. Top of the 6th, 2 outs. Up comes Demo. Archers would love a home run here from Demo. Base check is in. Archers trying to rally. 17-12. Swings over that one, strike one. And set, pitch. Swings over top of that one as well. Swing was a little bit higher. Pitch seemed to be in a decent location, but both of them tweaking the sights. And hits onto the left side. This is going towards Casey Kraus. Can he make the play? It's going to be down. 1, 2, 3. Out. One last ditch effort. Almost made it, but he makes the out. And that'll do it. Philly Fire take this one and move on to the semifinal. 17-12, which ends the Archers' run in this Beat Ball World Series 2025. Wish they could have gotten the bats more alive early. Lot of unfortunate breaks. There was a foul ball in the foul fair contention ball in the second. Could have gone the other way. There's a lot of dead balls. There was a lot of hits that ended up at the feet of Casey Kraus without too much issue. A few plays that Mark Morris would have liked back, but once again, nothing was easy. And the Archers still with a great effort and great showing in this 2025 Beat Ball World Series. So thank you for joining us today. We got an early one in before a lot of you even have to get to work. So this is Brian DiNatale for the stream for the Archers. And we'll see you next year. Bullseye Archers. Archers fall 17-12 in the quarterfinal.